Hello, all. Welcome to today's webinar. So, the topic for today is Unified Observability Optimizing Observability Costs. My name is Ayon Moitra, and I look after channel sales at Rakuten. So, before we get onto the topic, let's just dive into the part of cost optimization and why is cost optimization important. So, cost optimization in IT spends is crucial for maximizing the value derived from technology investments while minimizing waste. It helps organizations allocate resources more efficiently, ensuring that funds are directed towards high impact projects and innovations. Effective cost management can lead to significant savings, improved financial health, and a competitive edge. It enables better scalability and flexibility, allowing customers to adapt to changing market conditions and technology advancements. So while we understand that the cost optimization is important, just let me quickly take you through what are the topics that we'll be covering in today's webinar. So we'll be giving you a quick introduction of what Rakuten is, why we are working in what the spaces that we operate in. We have to understand what unified observability is and what is the cost of observability. We'll also see about best practices for cost optimization. And finally, I would like to introduce the future-ready SixthSense observability platform, which helps you optimize your costs. All right. So starting off with what we are at Rakuten Group. So Rakuten Group is a Japanese multinational conglomerate which was founded in 1997 by Mr. Hiroshi Mikitani. We are headquartered in Tokyo, Japan, and we operate in multiple sectors. Rakuten's Ichiba is a marketplace which is one of the largest marketplaces in Japan. And we also have presence in financial services like with Rakuten Bank and Rakuten Card. Some of our global acquisitions like Viber are very known in the market, and at the same time we are investing in various tech startups. Currently, we are a $14 billion company which has over 70 businesses across the globe that we operate. And I am a part of Rakuten India, which is our global development center, which is based in Bangalore. All right. Now, coming on to the topic here, what is Rakuten SixthSense and what is Unified Observability? So let's start off with Unified Observability first. Now, Unified Observability is an approach. It integrates monitoring, logging, tracing into a single cohesive platform. Now, this basically enables you a single window access, which gives you access to identify, diagnose, and resolve issues by correlating the data that's coming from various sources. Now, there are interdependencies, and in today's complex distributed systems, we need a central platform or a central window which gives us observability on all of the different aspects of an application, the data pipelines, as well as the security aspect of it. And that will help us, one, improve operational efficiency, two, reduce downtime, and at the end of all of these is the customer experience, because that's what we are striving for, right? We have to provide the best customer experience. And I'm talking in terms of customer experience, I'm talking about the end customer in that case. So when we consider the Ichiba platform, our consumers who are buying from the marketplace are the end customer. What have we done at Rakuten SixthSense? So Rakuten SixthSense is an advanced observability and monitoring platform, which was developed by Rakuten. We are a global leader in internet services and e-commerce. Now, that just goes to show that our end customer experience is always delivered digitally. So we are dependent on an application, an interface which is on the web to deliver our customer experiences. And that's where we provide comprehensive insights into the performance, availability, and health of the IT infrastructure and applications. So we leverage these cutting edge technologies and methodologies to offer unified observability and which helps organizations manage complex distributed systems more effectively. And that's what the Rakuten SixthSense platform does. And that's the connection with Unified Observability. Now, coming on to the main topic here. Now, why the point of cost optimization and cost management? Now, if you see observability costs about 10 to 30% of a company's infrastructure spend. So, like whatever is spent on infra, about 10 to 30% of that is spent on observability. So it becomes all the more important to see at that, that 30% cost on how to optimize it, how to bring it down, and how to help the organization, allocate funds more effectively. What is the cost of observability? Obviously, there are two parts to it. There is a direct cost and there is an indirect cost. The direct cost is obviously your tools and the storage that you are going to be spending on observability. Tools are something like a Rakuten SixthSense platform that you'll be spending on, and the storage is where your logs are going to be saved and like all of the data is coming in. So that those two are the direct costs that contribute to the overall cost of observability. And what are the indirect costs? So the indirect costs here are the manpower. So obviously the tool that you deploy at your organization has to be managed by a set of people, and those set of people are going to be like the administrators, the users, the different personas, so a database engineer, a person who's going to be seeing the database related issues, a front end engineers who's going to be monitoring the front end, all of this, they need to be trained on the solution, and that's also a particular cost to the organization, because time and again we have to invest in this manpower who is handling or monitoring the particular tool, and also keep training and retraining them on whatever new comes into the solution, so that they know how to harness the the best potential out of any tool. And that is something that retraining is a big cost right now, because all of these tools are products at the end of the day, and they all have a roadmap, so it keeps changing. It's a dynamic feature roadmap that every month there is a new feature which comes in, and to harness the best potential out of these tools, your people have to be trained, and that's the cost, indirect cost that you bear for observability. Now, some of the challenges that are there, we can't just say that there is costs and we just reduce those costs. There are also challenges on how, what are the main factors that influence this cost. One is that in terms of the off-shelf observability product, so every observability product currently is an off-shelf offering, off-the-shelf offering, and they will have their own pricing model. So that is something which is a challenge. You can't manipulate, or you can't bring in your own pricing at a customer level. So all the tools will have a specific pricing which will go on a SaaS, on an on-prem basis, and that is something that as a customer you can't change. So you'll have to look into what are these off-the-shelf observability products and how are they priced. The architecture and how the insights are generated, also that is one of the important parts, because that will define over a period of time what this observability tool will be costing the organization or the customer in this case. So if you say that the architecture of the product is such that overall it indexes logs and more and more data is being saved, so your storage costs can go up. And at the same time, if the architecture of the solution is also based on data ingestion models, it'll actually affect the overall cost of ownership for the solution. And that is why the challenge here is understanding the observability vendors pricing. Now it has to be very clear, it has to be very straightforward, and as an organization, whatever observability tool you choose, you should be able to budget what is the yearly cost of operation for a particular observability tool, and that should give you a clarity on what your vision is for the next 2, 3, maybe 5 years, on how much are you going to spend on your observability and how is it going to scale up over these years. So that's again a very important part that you should always look into. Now, coming to some of the ways on how we can actually optimize the observability cost. Now, we spoke about some of the challenges in the previous slide. What we need to also consider is that whatever these challenges are, these are here to stay. So there is always going to be a tool tax. There is going to be a price that you will have to pay for an observability tool that you buy from the market. Now, it is important to reduce the tool tax. It is important to see that how you can be agile enough to identify the best tool which suits your own cost requirements. Now, here, considering that a lot of observability tools right now do not offer you a very particular, straightforward pricing. It is over a period of time that you get to know what is going to be your cost of ownership. And for that, basically, what you need is a vendor which provides you a clear picture on what the pricing is going to be for the coming 1 to 2 years at least. Because see, in terms of your IT vision, right, what are the new applications, what are the more sources of data that are going to come in the organization? That is something that is very dynamic right now, wherein like organizations keep developing and deploying these applications which at the end of the day enhance customer experience. So like you can start off with an observability tool which is observing one of the critical applications, but over a period of the next 6 months to 1 year, you end up having 4 or 5 different mission critical applications, and that can change with the priorities and the objectives of the organization. So you have to understand that reducing the tool tax is one of the key metrics of how to optimize cost. Now the next three are very, very simple. So basically, you just have to see how you structure the logging in the solution. You have to avoid re-indexing, and the thing about AI and machine learning is that the tool is not something that will only be providing you an RCA, but also it has to have some AI and machine learning capabilities so that you are future proof for the next 3 to 5 years with the same tool, which obviously will have some AI features right now, but overall in the coming months or in the roadmap, they can provide you with many such AI tools which can help you maybe with the different use cases that keep changing in the organization. As and when these issues come, that's when we start running behind these product manufacturers, behind how we can reduce or how we can resolve particular issues. But we also have to see that these products have to be future proof, and they provide these features, some of these features right now, and at the same time they have a robust roadmap and a clear vision on how they want to move on these new technologies like AI and machine learning. Okay, so again, when we come, so when we see the overall picture, so it becomes very clear that choosing the right tool is the key to reducing the cost for observability. Now, once we understand that fact, we also have to choose which tool gives us a comprehensive suite, not just we just can't run behind cost, because at the end of the day we also have to see that we get the most value for the money that we are spending, right? So that's where these are the key factors that you have to consider when you're buying a new tool for observability. And one, obviously, that there should be unified observability capabilities in the tool. The second, some of the factors that I have highlighted here, again, scalability, it should have advanced analytics capabilities, wherein as a user I should be able to see my own set of dashboards and the metrics that are important to me, and not just being bombarded with data here and there, which really does not make sense to me. So it has to be scalable. At the same time, the analytics capability in the system should be persona specific, should be customizable on a user basis. And when I say these configurations should, as a customer you should be able to make it on the go. And that's a capability which is very important in the tool, because at the end of the day it is a visibility tool which basically gives you a dashboard on all of the things that you want to measure in terms of your health of the application and infrastructure. The second most important is the user interface and the experience, because this will define the adoption of the tool in the organization. So in terms of your interface and experience, there should be a fair bit of good experience for the user. This is something that we have seen in the in the years, past few years, that when it comes to business applications, things have changed. We are now not just working on the interface and experience for consumer facing or customer facing apps, but we are also working on B2, the business specific applications which have to have good interface and experience, because at the end of the day, people use these interfaces, and the easier it is for them to learn by sort of seeing and traversing or browsing through the interface, the better it is for long-term sustainability of a tool and an application, because it also reduces the amount of training that you have to give your new folks, and at the same time it also encourages the users to browse through the interface and learn by themselves what the capabilities or the different features in the solution are. The third here is the integration. So as a tool, it should not basically be coming to change the existing paradigms of your IT infrastructure, but it should be compatible with the existing IT infrastructure that you have and the application environment that you have. So the integrations are very important here, and it also you also should you also must actually note that the integration roadmap for a particular solution is also important, because right now you might be working on a specific technology, but one, the technology versions keep upgrading, so that tool should be able to comprehensively encapsulate these changes in technology versions. And at the same time, if you want to move from one technology to other, the tool should not inhibit you from such a change. It should be able to work with you in those changes, and at the same time it should be able to support all of these different technologies which are there in the market. The fourth here is customization and flexibility. So this is something that we talk very, very proudly at Rakuten SixthSense, is that when we talk to our customers, we are a product company at the end of the day. We are not a project company. So we do have a product roadmap which is already defined for the product for the coming months, maybe 4 quarters, 5 quarters. We already have a very, very robust and comprehensive roadmap. But we give the flexibility to our customers to influence the product roadmap. Now this basically helps the customers to include mission critical features which are not there in the product right now, and have the flexibility to include that in the product roadmap from the Rakuten SixthSense platform point of view, which helps customers in the long run to actually get access to these features. And at the same time, for us as Rakuten SixthSense, we get we build these features which are interchangeably. We can reuse them in the market. We can propose these to the other customers, and they also have value from these particular features. So overall, you should look at a solution which fits into these these criterias, and which will help you in the long run to run the smooth IT operations. Moving on to the next slide. Now, this is something that is very dear to us. This is the Rakuten SixthSense platform. Now, why do I come to it right now? Because as we understand that optimizing the cost, the most important part about that is selecting the right tool. And by selecting the right tool, that's what I wanted to show you today. This is the Rakuten SixthSense platform. It's an end-to-end observability platform. It starts off with our full stack observability solution, which covers your applications, infrastructure, end user experience, moves on to your data experience. So like your data pipelines can be monitored with our data observability solution, your freshness, quality of data, your accuracy, all of that can be monitored there. And the third part here is the APIs. So in security observability, we specifically work with the APIs and the API related securities. So that also helps you identify the APIs which are ghost APIs, and are these APIs vulnerable for attacks. And with these three pillars, we have an end-to-end comprehensive observability platform. So if we see here, that is the signals layer, which is the bottommost layer. On the second layer, we have also built an intelligence layer over these three products that we have. Now, all of these three products at the signal level are again reactive in nature. So when an error or a error message comes to your team reacts to that and resolves that issue. But we wanted to also make this approach a little more proactive, and that's what we made the intelligence layer for. The cognitive AI product that we have, it helps you make a forecast for all of the different metrics or the KPIs that you're going to be monitoring through these solutions. And once these, once your ground truth breaches these forecast levels, that's when something is bound to go wrong. So in the proactive approach, we give you a forecast of the next, next 1 hour, next 6 hours, next one day, maybe the next week. What are the possible areas of errors and failures that are there in the application, in the data pipelines, okay? And that will help you to be proactive and resolve the issues even before they emerge. So thus the Rakuten SixthSense platform is the intelligence layer which helps you with the forecast, the causation, the root causation, correlation. It takes in time series data from your applications, and then it basically predicts these patterns and seasonalities. It identifies these patterns and seasonalities. It can predict deviations and anomalies. That's basically making your observability tool more intelligent. And now we are also working in terms of self-healing and taking it to the next level. So that's the action and co-pilot level. So overall, all of this is the platform at Rakuten SixthSense, which helps you bring in your organization an intelligent tool for observability. But at the same time, overall, this platform helps you to optimize your costs. And to know more about this, you can actually reach out to us, and we'll tell you how we can optimize the costs of observability that you currently have with our specific platform. So when we speak about all of this, we can't leave SixthSense AI back. So this is something that is, again, that makes our products more intelligent. And as I said, the three products that we have: application observability, data observability, and API security observability, all of that is enabled by the SixthSense AI, which helps you forecast, check correlations, causations, reduce alert fatigue. Now this is one of the most important parts today, wherein application administrators are bombarded with alerts. They are sent maybe 4,000 alerts in a day. How do we reduce it? The SixthSense AI helps you doing that. And to know more about that, we are very happy to show you what exactly the SixthSense platform is and how it helps you do all of this and much more with our comprehensive observability suite. Some of the cases that we have actually seen in our particular customers, some of the cases that we have seen in our particular customers, I wanted to take you through some of the use cases that actually bring the truth to what we have as a platform. So when we deployed it at a telecom major, we saw that the RCA, the root cause analysis, which was being done earlier at 180 minutes, that was brought down to mere 6 minutes. So that's a huge efficiency increase. We were able to bring down MTTRs, which is the mean time to resolution, by 75% at a housing finance major, and that actually increased the loan approvals by about 25%. So at the end of the day, observability as a product should also help you not just improve the customer experience but also affect your top line, right? So that's how we have helped customers with not just providing them a comprehensive solution but also helping them grow their business. With a clothing or an apparel manufacturer, we actually enhanced system availability by 90%. And at an MNC fintech, we enhanced data accuracy by 96%. So these are some of the metrics that I leave you today with. We are happy to discuss more about this. At Rakuten SixthSense, we have done not just this but much more with other customers as well, where we have been able to drive value through our solution and provide the best customer experience. All this and much more, we have the Rakuten SixthSense platform, which is we have built it for scalability and flexibility. It's there is expert guidance available at Rakuten SixthSense for our solutions, and it is enterprise grade security that we have for all of our solutions. So we have a very, very comprehensive product suite at Rakuten, and overall, when it comes to cost optimization, we can help you with all of your current challenges with observability. We're happy to connect. You can see our mail address is there on the last slide here. Thank you again for joining this webinar, and we are happy to listen more from you, and we'll wait for some of the questions to come from your side, and happy to connect to understand your observability journey. Thank you.